Imagine the ultimate fusion of raw, adrenaline-pumping heavy metal and cutting-edge robotics. A match that should ignite musical fireworks. But here's where it gets controversial. A recent collaboration in China between a humanoid robot and a popular band fell flatter than a deflated air guitar. Is this the future of music, or a cringe-worthy misstep? Heavy metal, with its relentless energy, neck-snapping rhythms, and gut-punching riffs, is a genre that thrives on intensity. Whether it's thrash, grindcore, or doom metal, it's designed to get your heart racing. Pairing this with the futuristic allure of robots should be a recipe for musical genius. Yet, as demonstrated by a recent performance at a Chinese music festival, the result can be less than electrifying. Before you dismiss my critique as overly dramatic, take a moment to watch the footage, https://youtube.com/xvpldqfq. From PNDbotics, https://pndbotics.com, the company behind the humanoid robot Adam. On paper, the idea of a robot jamming with a live band sounds like a dream come true. You'd envision a Terminator-esque figure dominating the stage, shredding on a guitar, or pounding out complex drum patterns while shooting laser-focused stares at the crowd. But this is the part most people miss. The reality was far from that. Musician Hu Yutong and his band were paired with what amounted to a glorified keytar, a keyboard shaped like a guitar, controlled by a robot that seemed more like a stiff, awkward guest than a dynamic performer. And let's be clear, it wasn't just underwhelming. It was abysmal. The robot barely moved, its arm gestures were minimal, and its finger movements were slow and clunky. Even if it was trying to mimic a laid-back metal bassist, it missed the mark entirely. The music itself was equally disappointing. Where were the complex polyrhythms, the lightning-fast legato scales, or the multi-octave arpeggios that define metal? Instead, the robot churned out a handful of basic notes, buried so deep in the mix that they were nearly indistinguishable. Thankfully, this allowed the audience to focus on the actual band, rather than the robotic interloper. But here's the real question. Could this have been salvaged? Absolutely. PNDbotics could have leaned into the eerie, almost unsettling aesthetics of metal by creating a creepy, faceless robot, https:// www.pcgamer, not to watch this ghostly white faceless anatomically accurate robot dangling from wires and silently thrashing its sinewy limbs. Or opted for a more dynamic stage presence, like a robot running around in people clothes, https://www.pcgamer.com/bot, a Chinese robot in people clothes that's rapidly becoming a social media sensation. Even without live instruments, the performance could have been memorable. As a showcase of PNDbotics' capabilities, this felt like a relic from 2005, not a glimpse into the future. The Adam robot has potential, but this performance did little to highlight it. Back to the drawing board, indeed. Now, let's spark some debate. Is the fusion of robots and music a gimmick, or the next frontier in artistic expression? Do robots need to mimic human performance? Or should they carve out their own unique style? Share your thoughts in the comments. Let's keep this conversation alive.